Have you ever wanted to run one of those massive, powerful AI models, but your computer just, laughed at you? Well, today, we are going to fix that. We're going to tap into a 70 billion parameter model from the cloud on pretty much any machine you've got. And get this, for free. Let's dive in.
So you've probably felt this pain, right? You get super excited about some amazing new AI, you go through all the steps to set it up, and then it's just so slow. Or worse, it just throws an error saying your machine isn't beefy enough. It's a huge bummer and honestly a common roadblock. Today, we're going to blow right past it.
And look, when I say powerful, I really mean it. We're talking about connecting to a model with a massive digital brain, something that can handle some incredibly complex stuff. Normally, to run an AI like this, you'd need a crazy expensive server-grade GPU, something that costs thousands of dollars. But here's the absolute best part. You don't need a powerful GPU. You don't need to download huge files. This is just pure, raw cloud power.
Okay, so to open the door to this awesome cloud AI, we've got to gather a few keys. Think of this next part as a quick little quest to grab the 3 essential items that are going to grant us access. Here's our simple little checklist. First, we need the main tool. It's called OpenClaw. Second, we're going to grab a free API key, which is really just a secret password for our program, from a service called Together AI. And third, we're going to get another free key from a service called NVIDIA NIM. And that's it. 3 little steps to get our keys. Now you might be wondering, wait, why do we need 2 different keys? Well, it's all about having a really smart setup. Together AI is going to be our go-to, our primary provider, because it's wicked fast. We're talking responses in like 1 to 3 seconds. Then we have NVIDIA NIM as our trusty backup, our fallback. So this way, we get both incredible speed and a rock-solid backup plan. Best of both worlds, right?
All right, we've got our keys in hand. Now it's time to be the architect. We're going to draw up the plans, our connection blueprint. Don't worry, this is just a set of 4 small, simple text files that are going to tell our OpenClaw tool exactly how to talk to the AI in the cloud.
Okay, our very first blueprint file. This one is the big one, the most important of the bunch. It's called OpenClaw.json, and it's basically the master plan for this whole operation. Yep, this file is the brains of the whole thing. Think of it like a central command center. It's where we tell it, hey, these are our providers, Together AI and NVIDIA, and it's also where we set which AI model we want to use by default. Next up on our blueprint is auth.json. This file is all about keeping our connection safe and sound.
You can think of this file as a little secure vault. It's where we're going to stash those secret API keys, the passwords we got earlier, to make sure our connection is authenticated and totally private.
Blueprint file number 3 is models.json. This is where the fun starts. This is where we tell our setup exactly which of these powerful AI brains we want to be able to talk to.
So this file lists out all the models we can use. And listen up, because this is super important. The provider names in here have to match perfectly with our other files. A tiny little typo here can make things fail without telling you why. So yeah, precision is key on this one.
And finally, the last little piece of our blueprint, sessions.json. And don't you worry, this one is the easiest of them all.
This file does one simple thing. It keeps track of your current conversation. That's it. When you first make it, it's just completely empty. It basically acts as the AI's short-term memory. And hey, if you ever want a totally fresh start, you just clear out this file. Simple as that.
Okay, the blueprint is done, the keys are in place. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for, the payoff, our very first conversation with our cloud AI.
And you won't believe how easy it is to bring this all to life. All it takes is this one little command in your terminal, OpenClaw TUI. That TUI part just stands for a text user interface, basically a clean, simple chat window. This is the magic word that kicks everything off. So you've typed in the command, you hit enter, and a new screen pops up. But how can you be 100% sure that you've successfully connected to that massive AI brain in the cloud? Here is your success signal. Look at the very, very bottom of the screen, in that little status bar. You should see the name of the model, just like the example here. If it says something like Llama 3.370B, Together AI, congratulations, you totally nailed it. And then comes the real reward. You type out your first message, you send it into the void, and just a couple seconds later, you get a response. Right there, a full, thought-out answer from a 70 billion parameter model. You are officially chatting with a world-class AI. How cool is that?
Of course, sometimes tech does what tech does, and things don't go perfectly on the very first try, and that is totally okay. So let's really quickly look at a few super simple fixes to make sure you have smooth sailing.
This pretty much breaks down the most common little hiccups. If that status bar shows an error, go back and double-check those provider IDs for any typos. If you see some kind of unauthorized message, your API key is probably wrong. Just hop back and grab a new one. And if the wrong model loads up, just empty out that sessions.json file we talked about. See? Simple fixes for simple problems.
Let's just pause for a second and really appreciate what you've just done. You are now running a state-of-the-art, absolutely massive AI model straight from the cloud, with your own computer just acting as a simple terminal. All the heavy lifting, all the hard work is happening somewhere else, completely for free. I mean, that is access to computational power that would normally cost a fortune in hardware, and it's right at your fingertips.
So there you have it. We've unlocked a door to some pretty immense creative and analytical power, and it's accessible to literally anyone. Which, leaves us with just one final, really exciting question. Now that you have this incredible power, what are you going to create first?